We sold £3,512 on eBay this weekend, which is absolutely incredible for us. That is our best ever single weekend ever to date, which is incredible, which helps ever get closer to that £190,000 target. Our initial target was £170,000. I can report back now we are literally £3,500 off that, but we were challenged by one of you guys, and we're going to try and smash £190,000 this year. And it helps when we have £3,500 weekend sales like we did this weekend. So I'm going to show you exactly what sells on eBay for how much, and hopefully if I remember how much we paid for them. So strap yourself in. It's going to be a decent, I'm going to try and do it as quick as possible. Strap yourself in, grab some popcorn, grab a drink, and let's go through what actually sells on eBay in 2025 during Q4. And the last item I'm going to show you is probably going to be the best single item that we've sold this year. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But where on earth do I start? I think I'm going to start with the pre-pack stuff. So we sold a Nintendo Zapper Duck Hunt. That sold for $59.95. In fact, what I will try and do is like one pre-packed, one non, one pre-packed, one non, just to keep the flow of the video going nicely for your faces. Before we do get any further, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and hype this video. We are in fact running out of these Silent Line Armored Core. We sold two this weekend, one for $19.95, and then we upped the price to $22.95, and one sold already at the new price. That is leaving us with £7 profit on this one and about £9 to £10 profit on that one. Two Silent Line Armored Cores out of the door. Key to the Kingdom is in fact a board game, and that's a nice one to be on the lookout for. That sold for £40, $39.95, free postage, and that sold within probably about 6 to 8 weeks. So that was a nice little sale. Definitely want to be on the lookout in the board game category. Key to the Kingdom. Kind of looks like one of them strategy games. So yeah, we always know that strategy games on board games go for a lot of money, but that one was a nice little sale. Now this one here, this is a strange sale, well, a nice sale, because we in fact recased this. This is a Gengar, unofficial Gengar GBA SP, which we redid ourselves. The original case was absolutely battered. We then went on to AliExpress and ordered a Gengar case with the Gengar screen and sold it for $84.95. So a little bit of work went into that. Broken case, reshelled it, $84.95. I'm really happy with that sale. And it looks super, super cool. This is probably the smallest sale of today in its physical size. Look at this. A barber pin. That sold for $8.95. That is tiny. Would it be a rummage around video if we didn't sell a pack of 3 sun cream? Not bad considering it's 1 degree outside this morning. $9.95. A couple of pairs of footwear here. We have a pair of Fitville Amadeus. They are absolutely really clean. Almost brand new. Probably been worn once or twice. They sold for $32.99. And then we also sold a pair of Nike Flyknit Tiempos. Again, cleaned up really well. They owe us a £10 from a local car boot sale, and they sold within a week for £70. I tell you what, there's a nice variety of stock flying through our store this weekend. Another pair of Fitville sold. They again sold for $32.95. That's the logo to be on the lookout for. Really good sellers. Sell really well for strong money. Again, they've probably only been used once or twice in really clean condition. Happy with that sale. Combi VHS DVD rewriter players sell stupidly well. This one is a Toshiba with its remote, sold for $69.95. I reckon our average sale price must have been probably pushing £30 to £40 average sales price. Let's work that out, actually. I'll quickly do some calculations. Sold 75 items, over £3,500. £46.89 average sales price. That is, again, probably our best weekend average sales price. Everything is looking up on eBay. Do you know what? I absolutely love my job. It's crazy, honestly. A pair of Hobbs sort of heeled brogue boots, wingtip brogue, Hobbs, decent brand, Very, very saturated at the moment, but if you pick up the right styles, the right condition, the right sizes, there's still a lot of money to be made in Hobbs. $26.99. A boxed Wii nunchuck, that sold for $14.95. That is unbelievable. That's definitely going to be somebody's Christmas present. The less we say about this sale, the better. John Madden is on the Sega Mega Drive. The guy looks really, really happy. About as happy as I do when I get a triple figure sale. That sold for £6. Yeah, let's just move on from that sale. Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, complete big box version. Really nice condition. These are like really, really clean. That sold for $19.95. We've got really into selling like DJ equipment. This is SoundLab DSM30. It's like a DJ kit, power tested only. So that was a nice little sale. When you are buying electronics, there's money in broken electronics and power tested only, because I know some of you are unaware on how to test some stuff like this. I don't know how to test that. So I just literally power tested it on, listed it as power tested only, let the buyer know in a description, and 9 times out of 10 it still sells for decent money. Yes, it's not going to get a premium because you can't test it fully, because you need like the full system, and like myself and probably 90% of the people watching here do not have a full DJ system set up just for testing a lab kit. But there's still money to be made in stuff like that with just power tested or even broken. So basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is, don't be scared to buy electronics. A Rock Band dongle for the Nintendo Wii, £24.95. There's actually more money in the dongles than some guitars, which is absolutely bonkers. High equestrian jodhpur sort of boots, look at them. Brand new, child size 11, so kid size. They still sold for $29.95. The amount of money in equestrian stuff is scary, innit? Like, it's not a cheap sport to get into or cheap hobby to get into, is it? The old equestrian side of things. £30 for some jodhpur sort of Chelsea boot things. A Nintendo Wii sold for $42.95. You know, guys, I've been waiting for this moment. I thought the Nintendo Wiis would sell faster, but we are still selling, what, maybe 5 or 6 a week, but $42.95. Hey, a nice sale here. Technics Turntable SCJ1R sold for $99.95. That came from that massive stack system that I bought at a local charity shop for £70, and we just sold the vinyl player for $100. So our money is back already. That means that when the rest of the items sell, that is pure profit. This dude here sold for £9, and I think he's from the HM Forces set. Some good money in there. Next up, we have a Louis Vuitton empty box. $13.95, and that owes us £1 from a local car boot sale. I love cameras. Pentax 130M sold that for $69.95. It's funny because a lot of people in the car boot sales don't even think that these sort of cameras are worth any money. It's a secret little bolo, well, not a secret bolo. I've mentioned it 100 times in the last 4 or 5 years, but it's a little bit of a bolo. People still sleep on these things. $69.95. Absolutely insane. There's loads of YouTubers who mention these sort of cameras, so follow their advice because there's some serious money in them, trust me. A lens, that sold for I think £13. That is pure profit, because in the camera deal that we bought maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, everything that sells for the last year onwards, pure profit. In this little bag here we have an official Game Boy Advance wall plug. That sold for $9.95. You know them slush puppies that I buy quite often? I actually quite often part them out and I sell them in parts. This part here sold for $14.95. And you know the little salt caps that you can get on the slush puppies? The tiny little caps. They sell for like £12-15 as well. So for every time I get a slush puppy machine in, I actually split it up 4 parts. I already had this in my collection, but I bought this from one of my contacts last week, and that sold for $19.95. I can guarantee you if I didn't have that in my collection, I would have kept that, because that is minty fresh. A PS1 sort of carry case. Look at that, an official one. I think that sold for like £15. Now that was kind of scary. You might have heard a ka-ching in the background as I was talking about a PlayStation bag. We actually in fact sold a PlayStation 5 broken controller for £27.95. That's kind of scary. Talking about a PlayStation product, and then the PlayStation product sells as soon as I finish speaking. I swear eBay are listening into my brain, listening into us. Just be careful out there. We sold about £250 worth of pre-packed clothes. Got some Nikes inside there. They sold for 20. We got a nice sort of jacket in there. That sold for 20. A nice pair of Hotters in there. Sold for 30. You get the gist. Nothing major in the clothing department really today. Apart from this sea salt coat that's not pre-packed. That, in fact, sold for £40. So overall, in terms of the clothing side of things, probably looking at about £250 worth of sort of pre-packed clothing and trainers. I don't tend to record too much of the pre-packed stuff because I know it's probably not great viewing experience, especially when it comes into clothes, because not a lot of my people who watch myself like the clothing side of things. But there's definitely, and I say it all the time, there's definitely money in clothes. Another one of these sort of undesirable cameras, Pentax Zoom 90 in its official sort of leather case. That sold for $34.95. We then sold this toe cap car part for the Renault Clio. Sold that for £12.95 plus £2.95 postage, because that's in fact going next day delivery. This owes us £1 single pound from that £1 stall at the car boot sale. This Alice Pro Match, again, only power tested, and it's still sold for $39.95. There's so much money to be made in electronics, trust me. DJ Turntable Hero, £14.95. A Cobra D632 Flash, £14.95. A horsey thing, I think it's airborne. Yes, kind of looks like a, I don't know what it looks like. Kind of sit on it. Yeah, £12. I genuinely don't have any idea what that is. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Something I actually do know, stirrups. $9.95. Another horsey thing, again, something I do know what this is, a girth, $14.95. I can't believe we still have some of these left. We only have a UK 4 left. We sold all the 3s, 5s, 6s and 7s and 8s, and we've only been left with a few 4s. £14.95 for a pair of Emu insoles, and they owe us £1. But we're well into profit now anyway, so that's £14.95 pure profit before fees, tax and VAT. A set of really unusual X-File cards, some couple of hologram ones and some absolute bonkers one. What on earth is that? That is absolutely terrifying. That set of 4 cards sold for £14. Another thing, another horsey thing anyway. Jointed 5.5-inch large ring. I think it's a bit. Sold for $9.95. I am so good with horsey stuff. Don't even come at me. I tell you what, I can't even wait until I show you the last sale. I tell you now, it's an absolute banger. If you've got this far in the video, you must be enjoying it. Like, subscribe, and hype this video. Please, please, please. They're all free. It just helps push my channel out to future new audiences. Please do them 3 things. You're an absolute legend. Enjoy the rest of the video. Oh, yes. Remember that Hoover I picked up in a local charity shop recently? We paid £40 for it, stuck it up on eBay for £120, and it sold this weekend. £120 for a Dyson Hoover. And the best thing about it is it's already pre-packed, which for a Monday is what I want to be seeing. Every single Monday, I want to see everything pre-packed, but I have a table worth of stuff up here, which is not, which hurts me in the feels. It really hurts me in the feels. Oh no. Anyway, I'd be complaining if we didn't get any sales, and I'm complaining that we have too many because I don't want to pack any of that. But HP, I think, Harry Potter, Funko Pops, sold for $12.95. I think it's one of them like board game ones. Funkoverse, that's it. Funkoverse, Harry Potter style, $14.99. Back-to-back triple figures, minus the Harry Potter Funkoverse, a Technics SL5 record player. That's sold for £149.95. That owes us £20. Bish, bash, flipping Bosh. Another one, that's another triple figure sale. Xbox One Rock Band Jaguar box. We actually bought that from CEX. Using our vouchers, it cost £70 vouchers, which probably cost us about £20 in trade-in. Sold that for £125. And I believe the buyer also bought another guitar for £125. I'll quickly show you that one, which is this one. So it's another Guitar Hero Fender Caster. Sold for £125. So one guy spent £250 with us. So what we're going to have to do is either repack it or just attach the boxes together. Right, we're going to speed through these four. Wolfwear UK size 1 wellies. They sold for $39.95. A pair of Trespass walking boots. They sold for $49.99. A Canon electronic typewriter sold for $59.95. Cisco Systems 1800 series. I think it's some sort of, I don't know, Ethernet cable system thing. Sold for £30. A Sharp DVD rewriter VHS to DVD player. That sold for a whopping $69.95. I think this is what they called a pony bridle. That sold for $22.95. I think that's a bridle, I hope, unless I'm just chatting absolute nonsense. A Grimlock transformer. It's missing loads and loads of parts. It's working, but it's missing some parts. I think that only sold for like £14. Another VHS player. What's that, 3 or 4 this weekend? This one, the least monetary value, but still not to be sniffed at. A Daewoo T220P sold for £38. No, I lied, £35. A BT UView box. I actually bought one of these at the car boot this weekend. Sold for $49.95. Another nice sale, and another good reason why I shop at HelloFresh is for their boxes. Microsoft Xbox One with 10 games sold for £120. What do we have here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know the adventure that me and James Collects are embarking on together with our acrylic cases. These are really good acrylic cases for your Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games. We sold 6 here for a whopping £18 each. That is a nice sale. 4 of these are going to one customer and 2 of them are going to the other customer. So that was a nice couple of sales. Another boxed Wii, a black one I think, with a few games, 8 games, sold for $59.95. A Roberts radio sold for $18.95. An Olympus digital camera, can't actually remember how much that sold for. Yep, it sold for $74.95. A nice purple Olympus camera. That was a digital camera, so slightly better quality than the other ones I've been showing you in this video. But cameras sell stupidly well. A dual vinyl player sold for £99.95, which is the penultimate item, plus next day postage. So now, shall we show you the best single item, probably the best item that we have sold to date on eBay in terms of size, the amount of time it was on our eBay store, etc, etc. I can tell you a little secret before we roll into that clip. It lasted less than 24 hours. Enjoy the last sale of this weekend. This is the last sale that you've all been waiting for, and I am genuinely shaking. This Mega Charizard X EX card sold for a whopping £704.95. And if you're thinking how many packs did I open for that, well, I opened up 2 half booster packs and an ETB, and we've got 2 Mega Charizard X EX cards. £705. We're well into profit in this Pokemon game. Still can't believe it. That £705 Charizard card. We had 2. We packed 2 of them in less than about 45 packs. We opened a booster box and an ETB and got 2 Mega Charizard X EXs, which is insane. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you did enjoy this video. Again, I'm super proud of myself and the team, and I just want to say thank you all so much for giving us the support, the motivation to continuously try and hit that £190,000 off. We are only about £23,000 off, and I just want to say thank you for keeping me motivated and the team motivated. Hopefully we can hit it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, hype this video, and I'll see you beautiful lot in the next one. Let me know in the comment section below how well did you do on this weekend in terms of sale. Did you get yourself out to a car boot? Let me know. Love to read all of them, and I reply to every single one of you. You're absolute legends. I hope you have a fantastic week ahead, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bish, bash, flipping.